Welcome back, everybody, to this week's edition of the Fireside. We got a lot to unpack this week, so I want to dive right into the biggest news of the week, and that is the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. I've got the details right here, and I'll read them off to you. So, at a rally in Pennsylvania, a shooter on a rooftop was able to get within 100...
No.
What?
Wrong.
Wrong?
9 days ago. There's a new one.
Where?
You don't have the new one?
No.
New attempt. Mar-a-Lago.
Apparently, there is a second attempt to assassinate Donald Trump, this time at a golf course in Florida. Just when you think the drama couldn't get any crazier with this guy, I mean, between the assassination attempts, federal indictments, felony convictions, payoffs to porn stars, I mean, this guy's life is starting to resemble a low-budget action movie. Like, I can see it now. Die Hard Mar-a-Lago. Or, given his affinity for porn stars, maybe just Die Hard. Yeah? Regardless of what you think about him, love him or hate him, I think we can all agree that violence is not the way we should be solving our political differences in this country, right? I mean, we went from let's agree to disagree to duck and cover overnight.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
But I mean, an assassination attempt, that's a big deal, right? At least it should be. But I mean, let's be honest, it's Donald Trump. Fuck that guy, right? Well, that's at least how the media's wanting to play it, and that's how they'd like you to see it. Speaking of how the media would like you to see things, we'll go into our next story, which is a bombshell. Your favorite right-wing influencer is getting paid to spread propaganda by Russia.
Okay, Mother Russia.
Yeah, Russia. So apparently a lot of these America First freedom fighters are out there on the Kremlin's payroll cashing checks. I mean, in their defense, America First sounds cool, but I mean, guy's got to pay his rent, right? I don't see Uncle Sam jumping up to put food on these people's table, right? No? But seriously, these guys are out there waving American flags, talking about freedom, free speech, all that jazz, and meanwhile, they're on Putin's payroll. And I don't even know what we're supposed to make of all this Russian information coming out lately. On one hand, you have Vladimir Putin coming out to endorse Kamala Harris for president. Like, what is that? And over here, you got these right-wing influencers who are basically just useful idiots with promo codes. And I mean, they're not small-time players either. These guys have millions of followers tuning in every week to get their version of the truth spoon-fed to them. Meanwhile, these guys are out here just selling our national narrative away like it's a doorbuster deal on a Black Friday event or something. But here's the thing. It's not just about politics. This is about the truth, or in this case, the lack thereof it. Because when the people we trust the most are being paid to lie to us, and that's a dark road. Like, where do we go from there? Who do we trust? Where do we turn for information? What's even real anymore? Lucky for you, you turned into the Fireside, and we're gonna cut through the bullshit every week and give you the God's honest truth. So, having said that, I hope you enjoyed this week's show. Just a quick word from our newest sponsor. Welcome, comrades. Have you ever wanted to visit a land of mystery, intrigue? Who we kidding? It's Russia. We know you've heard things, but ignore all of that. We here at Puttin' Around Travel Agency want to cut through all of that noise and show you the real Russia. Whether you're in the mood for beautiful architecture you can't pronounce or world-famous borscht that will definitely not have you wondering what's in it, we've got you covered. Tired of the same old tropical beaches? Come to Russia, where it's cold, all the time. But don't worry, we provide vodka with every tour to warm you up. That's right, it's government mandated. Feeling adventurous? Why not book a mystery oligarch tour? You'll be whisked away in a blacked out SUV, and if you're lucky, you'll never be seen again. And don't forget our bunker experience. It's underground, it's classified, and it's cold. And for a limited time only, mention the Fireside Show and get a free souvenir from the Kremlin. So quit stalling and call Puttin' Around Travel Agency, because when you're with us, you're on the right side of history, whether you agree with us or not. So was that good? Was that kind of what you were looking for?
Da, very good, comrade. Now who do I make payment to?
Igor, your money's no good here.
No, I insist.
No, seriously, your money's no good. I want American dollars, none of that Russian shit. All right.
Adam,
Yes, sir.
you had something you wanted to talk about
did
to
have
kick
a
off the
topic.
show, get input on.
I did have a topic for discussion. Little gym etiquette question. I already know what I think.
Like
but I wanted
Gimnasio
to-
gym or James gym?
Gymnasio.
Okay.
Gym's for another day.
Okay.
So I was at the gym this morning, and there's this dude over in the free weight section, and he's got a barbell,
Clothed or unclothed?
clothed.
Okay.
Yeah, not that kind of gym.
Okay.
And
I thought
he
you were at
was
Flex.
I'm out.
he was doing one-armed curls with this barbell. So I mean, to each their own. Do what you're gonna do.
No. Don't say each.
Wait.
First of all, that guy's a jackass.
He's doing single arm curls with a barbell?
He's standing there, single arm curls.
Like a standard 45-pound bar, or like the
I think it was like
the
a
preacher
50-pound preacher curl.
yeah, okay.
But he's sitting there curling at one arm, and then he'd switch over. But then he was doing some weird like javelin style move, like just being a dick at the gym.
Do you go to Planet Fitness?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Why?
Sounds like a very Planet Fitness.
No, absolutely not.
You've seen the videos of the people doing fucked up shit at Planet Fitness.
Yes.
Okay.
Not this guy. But so he's curling whatever, and then this. So he's about, I'd put him in his 30s, and this older gentleman, late 50s, just trying to get his fitness on whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some barbells, and he's gonna go do some shoulder raises, but he stands like
Barbells to do shoulder raises?
no dumbbells.
Okay.
I say barbells. Sorry. So he stands like right next to my guy doing the barbell, like encroaching on personal space. Absolutely. Right. And I noticed that they started kind of looking at
Rubbing
each other.
Tips.
And I was like, something's going on. So I take my headphones out and I'm like, I'm just going to be here for whatever is about to happen.
This is an Instagram bit. Somebody's filming this thing. It's gonna
That's
wind
what
up
I
on
was
some
thinking, right?
Stupid fucking websites.
But then,
because everyone thinks the world
planned.
is their fucking playground now.
well, barbell guy looks over at older gentleman and says, "What are you doing, man?" And he's like, "Well, I working out. Like, what? I'm at the fucking gym. Like, what do you think I'm doing?" He goes, "You think it's appropriate for you to be standing right next to me when I'm doing curls like this?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is getting interesting. Like, now we're kind of getting a little altercation going on." And he basically jumps down this dude's throat and is just like, I'm standing here doing these curls with this barbell, and do you think it's appropriate for you to be standing right next to me in my personal space? Do you think it's the most safest decision for you to make for yourself right now? And just being an absolute dick to this old guy who's just trying to stay in shape in the sunset years of his life. And so I'm throwing it out. Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? Was it handled appropriately? What do we think?
That's pretty fucking obvious. Guy's a jackass. Like,
Fair enough.
If someone's in your space, like, hey man, mind give me a little bit here? I don't want to hit you.
Was there enough room for the guy doing the dumbbell
the whole
laterals?
floor was open.
Okay.
Total right next to him.
You don't start there. Hey pal, you think this is
No.
safest move?
You don't
Also
start
what
there.
I think.
You don't start there. And the guy doing the single arm barbell curls with the
Yeah,
preloaded
fucking loser. What
I
are
don't
you
care
doing?
Bent
what.
bar,
I don't
easy
care.
bar.
Whatever your story ended with when you started with that guy, he was wrong.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, well,
Huge douche, but if
who's
there's
more wrong? Because they're both doing inappropriate things. Don't get in somebody's personal space at the gym, but also like don't be a dick about it. Just ask him to move.
Sure, you
know
don't
what I
need to
mean?
be a dick,
Don't
but-
need to be mean to people.
it's okay, so it's like saying, don't get me wrong, I think easy bar curl guy's a douche.
Yeah,
Totally.
guy sucks.
Huge douche.
Loser. Total loser.
However, if I'm at a urinal and there's 4 other urinals next to me and you come
Exactly.
stand to one next to me, fuck you.
Are you really gonna start jawing at the guy?
No, but I'm saying,
Exactly.
but I'm saying who's in the wrong.
Hey, bro, you think you should be that close to me in the gym, bro?
No,
I mean, I got a curl
I'm not
pump,
gonna
bro.
start jawing, but if there's space and there's room, that guy probably the proper etiquette should have been don't camp out on this guy
Sure.
doing some fucked up shit.
But this is an old dude again, maybe not totally hip to like some people
Sure.
don't. Some people are bad at personal space.
Sure.
Was he Asian?
Was he foreign or domestic?
The plot thickens. Domestic. He was a white dude.
Okay.
Doesn't mean he was domestic. He could have
mean,
been
he was-
European.
Yeah.
Fair enough. White dude.
In Europe, there is no such thing. Personal space
We like
is
our
the
space
more
We're not in
American
Europe.
thing.
We're not in Europe.
Okay.
Right?
But if you just came
when
in
in Rome, kind of a
What if
thing.
he's an
right?
immigrant? He
If you're
doesn't
just
know
off the
anything.
turnip truck. Hey, but
If he just
seriously,
fell out of a coconut tree.
if you just
You
came
think you better thank a union member. I tell you what.
can't start the show with that accent.
Oh, it's hers. It's one of hers.
One of hers.
No?
You can't.
Anyway, I thought, yeah, maybe don't stand so close to that guy, but also maybe don't be doing single arm barbell curls, and also maybe
I think
be
there's
nice to somebody.
degrees of guilt, of fault.
Absolutely.
Degrees of fault.
I would say my vote is barbell guy is in the more wrong than the guy who
Yeah.
stood next to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basic,
I just thought it was
basic
interesting.
communication skills would say, hey, listen, I'm a fucking moron and I'm doing easy bar curls just because I think it's funny and I'm
Yeah.
trying to film this. Can you maybe just give me a little space? Sorry, I'll be out of your way in a
I was
second.
kind of hoping it would escalate more than
Was
it did.
easy bar curl guy jacked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Totally would have crushed this dude. And I was kind of hoping it would get bigger, but the other guy was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be standing in your way. Like, I'm just gonna, and he kind of like all defeated, sulked away. Kind
You
of
should have
felt
just
bad
accidentally
for the
dropped the dumbbell on the guy's foot.
I kind of felt bad for the guy, dude.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry.
again, he went and just made this old dude feel like shit. Probably doesn't go back to the gym ever again in his life.
He
and
probably
fucking dies early
canceled
of
his membership.
cardiovascular disease.
Yeah, yeah, and now you're right. He dies because now he's not fit.
I'm gonna venture to say barbell guy in every situation in his life, he's the problem.
Fair enough.
Every situation.
yeah.
You could probably describe him without even seeing him.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. He had the muscle tee tank.
How did you know?
The tank top, nipples hanging out
Absolute
the sides.
stringer?
100%
Absolutely.
stringer.
It's like you
He
guys
was
were
probably
there.
wearing wrestling shoes.
Nailed it.
Yeah, dude, hey, anybody knows the old dude, have him contact us. We'll
Yeah.
get him fucking super jacked and then go start shit with
Yeah,
this
we'll
guy.
go fuck that dude up.
Yeah.
Not
We'll
a threat.
film
That
it.
was a joke.
We'll film it.
And we'll film it.
I'd like to think that this was just an Instagram bit, and that was his dad's like, "Hey, Dad, I need you to. I got a sick
I don't
video
know. It
idea."
felt there was some anger behind them words, dude. There was some pent up aggression.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's a total dickhead. Just
Yeah.
that's probably his go-to, like verbiage.
Loser.
Total loser. Fuck that guy.
Anyway, thanks for your input.
Yeah. Degrees of
Degrees of
fault.
douche.
Degrees of douche.
6 degrees
That
of
should be a new
douche.
segment show, like degrees of
6
douche.
degrees of douche.
Do a new segment on the show. Who's the bigger douchebag?
I like. There's this guy, Joey Swole. Have you ever seen him? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just love how he calls out people. You get these girls that are doing this.
He's like, "Oh, can I get one more text? Can I get on that with you?" That guy?
No, he he just called, like, you know how you get people that have these, like,
I gotta look him up. Which one's Joyce? I know him.
you'll get an Instagram influencer fitness type girl who thinks she needs to film her whole workout, and then like somebody's trying to work out near her, and he like gives her a glance, like,
Yeah, they get all mad.
and she's like, "Oh, you see," and then they'll post something on their thing, like, "Oh, do you see this perv checking me out?"
and this dude fucks him
And Joey,
up, dude.
he just
It's
gets on
awesome.
there and wrecks all these
Yeah,
people. All
it's
the
great.
time.
Look at the title at the top. It says "Life-Ending Crashes." It's a site. It's a thing I follow, and now there's like naked chicks on it.
That's crazy. What does it look like though? Can I see?
This is
That's
horrible.
disgusting.
fucking
What's
gross.
the name of the website again?
Daughter up there.
That's disgusting.
I mean, look at that form.
Was that a .com or a
Form's not
.org?
bad.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
I'm not done.
Yeah, I used to follow a cabin
Oh,
building
you weren't
one.
kidding. She is naked.
Butt naked.
Hey,
Wow.
somebody else told me that
That's
too.
gross.
That they followed a cabin thing. It's like Steve follows one too. He's like, and all of a sudden it's just full of naked
Yeah,
chicks.
and the worst
So
part
weird.
about it, like, whatever, I don't care about it. But the worst part is like when I'm scrolling
you're
next
next to
to
your
the
wife.
family, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I swear to God, it's about building cabins.
Like, babe, check out this cabin. Like, what the fuck?
Her
So I-
form's terrible.
so I
You're not
guess what
supposed to shake
happens-
your ass after you come up from a squat like that.
it's
Terrible. It's terrible.
I think what happens is I was reading through one of those sites is they end up getting offered like $3,000 a post from these OnlyFans models or from these advertisement people, and then they sell out.
Cool,
and
make
then
another page.
Yeah,
Don't fucking do like these guys that are trying to build cabins for their family.
they're trying to bait you in.
Like, here's another thing too. Like, if I want to watch porn, I'm going to watch porn. If I'm looking for a cabin, I want to look at a fucking cabin.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like, oh, wow, I had no idea where to go to find porn. Thank God that it's in front of me right now. Come on.
Okay, the Joey Swole thing, I didn't know who that was.
Yeah, I just like that he calls out every gym douchebag who posts something on their Instagram or their Facebook talking shit about somebody. He's like, hey, motherfucker.
How about
lays
just
it
don't film yourself at the gym? How about just go work out?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
He's like, yeah, here's the guy that's fucking trying to work. She looks clearly lost, doesn't know what she's doing, and you're going to
It's
shame her.
crazy how many posts you see now of like people who are quote unquote influencers, because everybody thinks they're an influencer, and they're videoing their set or rep, and then they get interrupted, and then all of a sudden like they're videoing themselves like, can you believe this asshole or this guy interrupted me? Like, hey man, I'm in this space because I'm videoing. It's like, hey, fuck you, man. That's not your
Yeah, for
space.
real.
I intentionally, anytime I see somebody set
Set
up a
up something in
camera,
your gym.
I intentionally walk
Walk
through it
right
every
in
time,
front. Yeah.
every single time.
Wave
Like,
at the camera and
This
do all
isn't your
sorts of
fucking
crazy
gym.
shit.
if there's nobody else around, and I mean, that's cool, but
Yeah,
you're in a packed
perfect.
gym, people
It's
need
not
space.
it's not for you.
No,
Yeah.
I hate those people.
Yeah, fuck those people.
All right.
All right,
All right, I'm gonna apologize to everybody right off the bat. I'm sick.
Johnny's under the weather.
I got a little throat junk. This is a nickname. My old girlfriend's nickname too. Called her throat junk.
Yeah, which means a week from now, Adam and I will have the same thing, I'm sure.
No, I'm fine. I really think it was from that brush fire.
I think you're right.
It happens any like campaign brush fire. I get it every fucking time. Sinus, then it goes into my ears, and it's a whole fucking thing. Sore throat. So I think that's what I got.
It's good though. We made a stop on, kept it from spreading to some houses. One of the guys on our truck the next day said he was out doing a charity event deal, and one of the guys was talking about this brush fire, and he was like, "Yeah, man, we were on it." And he was like, "Oh my god, my houses were right up against the edge of it where it went." And the guy that we were working with goes, "Yeah, no, we were right there. We were protecting those houses." He's like, "Yeah," and I was so worried about the guys. I was handing out Gatorades and waters and shit.
That was the guy that was handing us Gatorades and waters.
We go, "Yeah, that was us. You were handing them to." And so he was like, "Holy shit, what a small world." Very rare is it, like, you know, especially for a brush fire, or, you know, that you meet somebody that was affected by the brush fire, the house that you stopped, drew the line in the sand.
Yeah, like what? Cool. Yeah, what are the weird? Like that was our sector.
He's like, "Yeah, no, you handed them to us. You handed us the Gatorade."
Those guys are the real heroes, though. The guys who see us doing shit and they come out of their house with like hydration shit. It's like
Gatorades, waters, protein bars.
Those guys
He's like, "What do you guys need?"
ones.
We're like, "No, man, we're good. We're good."
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, man. What are the odds? Like that's a remote area too.
Yeah. That's not our first due.
It was like
far from our first
northeast past Scottsdale, almost Rio Verde.
Yeah,
like it was
right on
way
that
out
border.
there. Yeah.
No.
Fuck brush fires.
It's one bad thing about our station is
I know.
brush fire season,
which is like 6 months long. And then the bums kick it off in the winter, starting their warming fires out in the desert. Fucking bums.
Thank God for you guys. You guys are heroes.
Or unhoused, whatever.
No, they're bums.
No, yeah, I agree. I just don't want anybody to get offended that I call them fucking bums.
No.
But I mean, come on.
I think if anybody gets offended easily, they don't listen to this.
I think people love to listen to things to get outraged so they can post it on their...
We need more listeners then. We gotta say more. We say enough shit to piss people off.
For sure we do. All right. Let's get into it, man.
Get to the real shit.
Let's get into it. So
last show was 9/11.
Last show's 9/11. I had a bunch of stuff. Like it's information overload.
Yeah.
So I kind of kicked a lot of that. I punted that. I was like, fuck it, it's over. It's a week old. It's
I did
dead.
too. And then like, it's funny how like the algorithm will start showing you other shit, and you're like, "Oh man, I should have brought that up," or "Oh, I can't believe I had that in my notes and didn't mention that."
Almost everything I tagged to look at through the week, I go back and look, and it's just fake news bullshit.
Yeah.
Yes, everything's bullshit. Everything you read in the first of all, on X or Instagram, everything you look at is bullshit. Fucking everything.
Yeah.
You have to go verify everything you see through 4 news sources. Please don't ever just fucking randomly retweet anything ever again in your life.
Oh,
because I guarantee
I know exactly what you're
it's
talking
wrong.
about.
Which one? There's like 5 things.
Wait till we get there. Yeah. I have one that I know about, but we'll wait until we get there. I'm sure we'll talk about it at some point.
So I mean, we could start it off with big news. I mean, guess semi-big news. Second attempt on fucking Trump. I mean, it almost doesn't even feel like big news.
Yeah.
Like if this was any other year, it'd be like, oh, a second shooter on a president. It'd be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And he didn't get off any shots or anything.
But he stuck it through the fence, right? The barrel through the fence.
Apparently. And I was just reading something this morning that he was there for several hours beforehand.
Yeah, 12 hours is
Something
what they
like
said,
that,
based on his phone data, right? Where his cell phone was pinging.
Yeah, so he was out there for a very long time, set up. Basically, I guess Secret Service walked a hole ahead of Trump. He's golfing. If you're not familiar with the story, he's on his golf course in Mar-a-Lago, and Secret Service is walking a hole ahead of him to make sure everything's clear, and they see the fucking barrel poking through. One alert agent caught it. Fucking kudos. Good job. You did what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Cracked off a shot at the shooter. Shooter fled, right? They somehow got his data. I didn't see how they got his license plate. And
they
that
had
shit.
a witness saw him.
Yes, a witness. Yeah.
And they took a picture of his license plate.
So they got on him pretty quick, and they found this dude. I had his name down on it. Fucking
Ruth. Yeah.
The dude's a nut.
Yeah.
A fucking nut. Super pro-Ukrainian fucking freedom fighter. He had a whole X fucking thing littered with pro-Ukrainian stuff, how he can't wait to go fight and die in Ukraine. He's literally recruiting other people to go fight in Ukraine with him. There's pictures or a video of him with, I can't remember the name of the neo-Nazi regime or battalion. That's a Ukraine battalion.
Azov or whatever it is. I saw that.
And there's actually a video of him in there in that battalion, which, I mean, very fucking random. This guy was actually apparently credible enough to where like he had mainstream media interviews for a while, like this guy was a very outspoken voice pro-Ukraine.
Yeah.
And then tries to kill Trump.
Yeah, Adam sent me a link and it had a bunch of notes. So just kind of go down with what you were saying. His name was Ryan Wesley Ruth or Routh.
Yeah, Routh Ruth.
But like he'd been trying to provide humanitarian aid to troops in Ukraine, like you said. He was filmed by Newsweek in 2022 about the mercenary efforts that they're trying to do. 2023, New York Times wrote a profile on him in 2023.
Adam, pull up A1. You can just see the picture of the dude. And
Yeah,
arresting
so
him. You don't necessarily have to play sound, but here
they were saying Meta already scrubbed the Facebook page of his account, which
I think his ex account too.
Under investigation.
Yeah.
I'm sure is why they pulled it.
Yeah.
But in 2002, it says he was arrested for possessing a weapon of mass destruction,
which was
a rifle,
machine
right?
gun,
A machine gun. But that he actually was resisting arrest and evaded cops. And then the 2014 thing was the AZOV.
Which I have a question. He's a convicted felon. How did he get his hands on a weapon?
Weird.
We all know that if you're a criminal,
Yep.
you can't get rifles.
Exactly.
How? Must have been Chicago.
He must not
They
have
got
been
it.
following the law. The guy who broke the law wasn't following
the guy
the law.
that tried to assassinate a president?
Yeah, well, amongst other things.
I heard a bunch of conspiracy theorists like saying that Trump set this up. Like, how did he know where to go? Like, I don't know. He plays golf there every fucking weekend.
Yeah. Also, he's a presidential candidate. Probably pretty easy to track.
Exactly. It's no mystery where Trump is on the weekend.
Yeah.
And apparently, I guess that tree line there, or several of the tree lines down the golf course, is where the press goes they set up their fucking telescopic lenses and take pictures. So, I mean, it's a known thing.
Yeah.
Where Trump is, you get a lot of news reporters there, which is why he has a lot of fucking security going up and down there. But they were saying too, like, if he was a sitting president, he would have had more security.
Yeah.
Because people are arguing, how did he get this close? Like, presidential candidates don't get that level of security. We don't close down an entire fucking city block, an entire golf course for a fucking.
But you would think, as
they'd have
somebody
more.
who's already had an attempt on their life, that would be somebody somewhere in some setting would go, hey, you know what? I know we don't normally do this. Let's boost his security.
But let's just say security did its job. Given
Absolutely.
given limited resources they
Absolutely.
had, they stopped an assassination attempt.
Yes.
Right? So, I mean, give them credit. Everyone's acting like they fucked up. And I heard one person this morning, I can't remember who the fuck it was, calling for the acting director's job. Like, you kidding?
Yeah.
They won. The Secret Service won. They did their job. Like, what more do you want?
Yeah.
This never to have
He
happened.
didn't get fragged in the ear.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a win.
didn't crack off a shot in
Yeah.
Trump's face. Like, they won. They did their job. Like, stop it.
I don't watch a lot of local news or anything like that, so I don't know. But Adam and I were talking about it. It feels like it's crazy how commonplace it is. Like you hear, hey, there was an attempt on a presidential candidate's life, and everyone's like, oh man, that's crazy, and then you go right back to your business. It's not like it was. I mean, I would say even 10 years ago, if this would have happened, it would have been.
I would say last year.
It would have been all over the place, and
Yeah.
you never would have heard anything less.
Yeah.
And we had talked about it, and I wonder, if the roles were reversed, if this was Kamala, an attempt on her life or a gun, like how much more would this be publicized? How would it be spun? I feel like it would be different without knowing for sure.
It would be different. Yeah. I mean, number one, she is a sitting vice president. So in that regard, it would be
True.
a bigger
So she's
deal.
actually in office.
Yeah. And then, I mean, we already know the media bias. Of course, it would be spun more differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that.
I didn't link it, but Adam had sent me a link of, did you see I think Trump posted it on Truth Social, they were joking in the comments saying, man, he kept every receipt, but he went all the way back to all the times and all the people who had quoted or posted saying that he is a threat to our democracy. He needs to be taken out. Like it's like 3 pages long of all these people saying.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I also saw another thing today. It wasn't today, it was yesterday, but they were blaming Donald Trump and his rhetoric for inciting violence against him. I'm like, that is like victim blaming at its finest. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, this girl got raped. Okay.
Look what she was wearing. She was begging for
She
it.
was,
She was begging for
like, what are you
it.
talking
You can't
about?
really- yeah.
The guy. How do you blame the guy getting shot at?
That's horrible, man.
Crazy, right?
It's just crazy the hypocrisy of it all, and it's hard to point out the hypocrisy because it hasn't happened to her. But man, just the thought that you would blame attempts on his life on him, like egging it on. Like I just don't. It's wild, dude.
Joe Biden, he's softened a little bit now that he's out of the race because he immediately came out and said that Secret Service needs more resources to protect Trump. He called Trump, and Trump's like, he couldn't have been nicer talking about him. Like,
he's
softened up.
probably off all the uppers and downers and like is thinking clearly again for being 84 or however old he is. Like, he's back to his normal frame of mind.
They're not giving him nasal testosterone and Adderall all day long.
He's not trying to fight everybody he sees.
Fucking crazy. I always watch older videos of Biden, and he was a fiery dude. Like,
Fuck
he
yeah,
always
he's
wanted
always
to fight.
been.
Fucking like a drunk Irishman.
Yeah.
He's always wanted to brawl, talking
Yeah.
shit. I'm like, settle down.
Some
Joe.
of his old press conferences and
Yeah.
stuff, like from, I don't know, how long has he been in politics? 40 years?
Yeah, something like that. 30-something, 40-something years.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Maybe longer. I don't know. Fucking old man. I know that.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that were pretty upset about. Do you have anything else to say about the assassination thing?
No, I don't think so.
I was just going to talk about the debate follow up.
It's just no big deal.
Everything happened before that.
All the debate fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to back to and if you haven't watched the debate, if you'd like a good companion episode to watch the debate, go back and watch our live review of the debate as we watch it and drink and talk shit.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, because we watched it together and we talked about it, but we haven't really talked about any of the follow up or fallout afterwards. So, the crazy thing. Oh, I linked it, Adam. I think B6. So the Seattle Times had a comment, and this will kind of segue into what we're talking about the fact checking. The fact checking was absolutely crazy, but basically, the Seattle Times says that Trump falsely claimed that there was a section of the city that was taken over. And then one of the readers added their own fact check that said,
No, that happened. What was that area called?
Seattle, yeah.
What was that area called? Yeah.
But the Seattle Times said that never happened. And then somebody came back and said, no, the Seattle Times, you published an article when it did happen.
Pretty
So-
sure it happened for months at a time.
Yes.
It was like
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
summer.
They
right?
finally stopped it when like a lady got raped. And
Yeah.
like, all right, we got to fucking
Yeah.
do
the
something
autonomous
now.
zone, the
Yeah.
something autonomous zone.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
exactly.
So just the and that kind of segued into the fact checking, like how crazy it was that I think they fact checked Trump in the middle of the debate something like 5 times.
Well, we noticed it when it was happening.
Yeah, but they didn't do it to her once,
No.
and so it's just crazy. The rumors that have come out, and this is one of the things I was talking about earlier when we were talking about the don't believe everything you see on social media and stuff. But the fact that there was somebody came out and said there was an ABC whistleblower.
Yeah.
In which who knows if that's real or not.
Zero fucking evidence.
Yeah. So multiple reports that an ABC whistleblower came forward and swears under penalty of perjury that Kamala Harris campaign had dictated the terms and questions, terms of the questions during the presidential debate, and that she possibly even knew not the exact questions, but the exact material they were going to be asking ahead of time. There was rumors that that their whole campaign had gotten into even like adjust the podium size, and that they all knew everything behind the scenes. There was documents that looked like they had been redacted, and so basically the whistleblower allegedly signed an affidavit sent to Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, the day before the debate took place. So this was on September 9th.
He also signed it Mike Cunt.
Oh, did he?
I don't know.
I was like, oh, all right. But sent Mike Johnson a copy, and then also sent himself 2 notarized, allegedly, copies that were sealed to prove that it was all real. No one's seen that. They've seen
Nobody has seen it.
images of what looks like an affidavit that's obviously redacted in certain things, in which you're led to believe that this anonymous whistleblower took those pictures and posted them themselves. So a lot surrounding that. I think you were talking about the ABC producer or somebody introduced Kamala and her husband.
Yeah. The head of ABC News.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to look at that as a little favoritism, probably.
Is there going to be some sort of bias or some sort of...
So when you talk about the whistleblower, and we'll use quotation marks there, does that story sound real? Fuck yeah. That's what makes it so awesome. It sounds real.
Yeah.
That sounds like it's totally plausible. So he said September 9th, that thing was mailed to Mike Johnson. So you're telling me the Speaker of the House has had this for what, fucking almost 10 days now?
Well, at least 24 hours before the debate.
The Republican Speaker of the House has this damning information and doesn't say a word. Give me a break. Second of all, you haven't said a word. No one knows who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
No one's seen this information. It's a fantastic story. Sounds good, but zero evidence.
Well,
Zero.
they can't find the whistleblower now because allegedly they died in a fiery car crash.
No, that's what Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted. And then she's like, oh,
But she
I
wasn't,
was wrong.
in fairness, she wasn't the only one.
That's why you can't fucking do it.
I know.
Oh, shit. And Trump
I
does the
know.
same thing. Retweet.
Yeah.
Stop it.
There's a lot of people that do that on both sides. And so that information, if anybody's heard about
Mostly
that,
right-wing people, 'cause
that
they
the
love
ABC
that shit.
whistleblower allegedly died in a fiery car crash, and they're saying that maybe that was CIA involvement or they were off.
Oh, yeah.
So that whole thing stemmed from an AI website that was allegedly artificially generated.
The car crash?
Yeah. Since then, I had the name of it linked. I
am glad to see that she actually walked it back and
so
said
she
that
did
that was
walk
wrong.
back and say, "Hey, I'm glad to hear that that's false information, but we still need to look into this whole whistleblower thing, alleging and assuming that the whistleblower information is still real." However, they pointed out that she did not remove her tweet of the person dying in the fire.
Yeah,
fiery
she
car
didn't
crash.
remove it?
No.
Oh, because
But she added to it another tweet later on saying, "Oh, I'm glad that information was fake."
she
but-
lives in conspiracy land. She loves it. She's fucking.
Yeah. So
I think it's funny too that her and Laura Loomer are fucking Twitter battling with each other when those two are the biggest fucking asshats
yeah.
in media, and fucking politics. Like they go hand in hand and they're fighting with each other. You
Battle
guys are
it out,
twinsies.
yes.
What are you doing?
Yep.
You guys should be sisters. Love it out.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It just makes it harder to weed through all the bullshit of the
It's
chaos,
so
the
fucking hard.
politics, the assassination attempt. People that believe it was orchestrated. Then there's people who believe it's not, and then there's a whistleblower, and oh my god, that the whistleblower was killed. Then you find out they're not really killed. Was the whistleblower even real? And then
And then you have things that where they are based in truth. Like there was an article, I think it was from Breitbart, who leans heavily right, saying that ABC knew, I can't remember what was the female moderator's name? Metaverse Kamala?
Metaverse Kamala, yeah.
Whatever her name is, she did a story in the LA Times and they were asking her, they led off the story talking about the question where she fact-checked her saying that no babies are killed.
Yes,
like
after 9
Right.
months or yeah.
Yeah.
After
So
they're born.
they started with that, and then they kind of got into asking her about the fact checking. Breitbart said that ABC News, whatever her name was, Metaverse Kamala, admits to only fact checking Trump. That was their plan all along. They only researched fact checking.
Oh, she said that? She admitted to it?
No.
Oh,
But
that was
that
what
was
the
the-
report said.
That's what
Got
the
it, got
headline
it.
said. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. It's like, wow, I only see two news agencies covering this. They're both
Yeah,
right
you
leaning.
think everybody would be all over it.
So, and it's an LA Times article. Let me read the LA Times article. And she does not say that. They specifically talk about fact checking Trump, but she says ahead that they got both candidates talking points. And they said it's easy to research these candidates. They always tend to talk about the same things. So they did talk about researching both candidates. They focused on Trump
Yeah.
in the article. They focused on the fact checking of Trump because that was her big moment, like the one thing she said. And even then, Metaverse Trump looked over and was like, bitch, are you fucking talking? This is my show.
Adam wasn't here for that. We watched the debate live and
Right.
did an episode, but we decided that both moderators literally were Trump and Kamala from a different universe.
I believe it.
Like 30 years earlier in a different universe. So they
They were
became-
Metaverse Kamala and Metaverse Trump.
Did you guys, speaking of fact checking, did you guys see the video that's going around right now of the debate where somebody's filming the TV and it's Kamala and she goes, "Let me be clear.
Yeah, I forgot to
There
link
is
that one.
not a single member of the United States military in a combat zone right now anywhere in the world." And the camera pans back and it's a bunch of dudes on base. And one
Like,
goes,
where the fuck are we?
"Where the fuck are we?"
That's funny.
Yeah, if you want to be
Incredible.
technical, there's no troops in an active
War.
combat zone. However, we have troops in Syria, Iraq, and Yemen. You tell me what the fuck that is.
Yeah.
I mean, give me a break. So yeah, again, did not fact check her at all on anything.
There was also the conspiracy of her earrings. So you
Yeah,
saw the picture
I
of that. So there is the earrings that she was wearing are very prominent, very obvious when you look at them. And then there was also a post that somebody had linked of a set of earrings that you could buy that were also audio earpieces.
But is that even real, or did somebody generate that ad?
Who knows? Exactly.
That's what
so
I'm saying, dude.
It's
Who fucking knows anymore?
hard to say if those are actual
If you're going to post
listening
something like
devices
that,
or if they're
you have to post a link to the website where they are for sale.
where you can purchase it.
You can't just make it a fucking thing anymore.
I
'Cause
wonder if I can find that.
yeah, that is interesting. I did see that. But I don't know, man. Like, here's the thing. If she had, which to me, I would honestly think you'd have to do a lot of convincing to me to tell me that she didn't have the questions ahead of time. In which, I mean, you don't even have to have it. If you just practice your debate, which allegedly she did, and we all know Trump doesn't, he gets what's called policy time, where they fucking, hey, remember this? Oh, yeah. He doesn't practice debates at all. That's why I keep saying this all the time. If you're a Republican, you should demand better than this guy because he is not prepared to win. So that's a fucking problem. Kamala prepared. So even if she didn't have the questions ahead of time, she knows his talking points. So it's kind of easy to bait him like she did and counter his shit.
Yeah.
And if then you get the bias too of them not going to fact check you, and I think possibly she had the questions ahead of time. I would find it very hard to believe that the media, who is very in the pocket of, you know, I'll just say Democrats, I guess it seems to be that they parrot everything they say and do whatever they want. So I'd have a hard time believing that the guy that introduced her and her husband, who's the head of ABC News,
isn't at least giving her a heads up or in some way siding with her.
These are sample questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally believe that. That's why that whistleblower report sounds so true.
Yeah. So I looked it up.
Did you find it?
Yeah. So NBC News posted a YouTube video that is 51 seconds long. And it says Kamala Harris has been accused of wearing clip-on audio earrings during her debate with Trump, but it's clear that the claim isn't true when looking at the earrings side by side. So this is from a German startup company called Nova, and they're called the Nova H1 earrings. So if you Google Nova H1 earrings, it takes you to, you can go to their Instagram page where they have their eBay store and doing all that. And there's replicas very similar to the earrings she's wearing, but they also make a bunch of different models. And so you can actually look and see they look just like the earrings that she had on. So NBC says clearly side by side they're not the same. However,
Well, here, look
they
at this,
have
though.
different models.
They try to pass that off as Kamala's ear. That is, look at the hair. That is not her hair.
They're saying that's her. No, they're saying that's the earring.
Yeah, but
That's not her.
But
they're just doing the side by side. That's the one of her wearing the earring, and the other one is the earring.
which
of the
website
German
are you
startup.
looking at?
I was looking at their Instagram page, the Nova.
I'm looking at
Audio
the
earrings.
Hinduistan Times, who seem for whatever
Yeah, why are they always like? Because you know why? Because pop culture is their life.
But they also lean heavy right. Every time I'm looking for
Oh, do they?
something that seems very right biased, they're one of the only ones that have an article on it, which to me seems that I don't know if you can trust them.
Yeah,
But yeah, I do see them a lot.
a lot. You got some really busy journalists. Anyway, so is it possible that she had on these audio earrings again?
Of course,
feel
it's
like,
possible.
but I feel like in this day and age, like you've got to know that people watching that are going to catch that.
I would.
Like
think
you've
so.
got to be smart enough to know that you've got viewers that are looking for every angle. They're going to catch your
But they do
earpiece
but
earrings.
they do so much dumb shit.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't get it. You're going to run the fucking free world? Great.
It's almost as if
It's planned.
they just want everybody to be confused and fighting
Weird.
and arguing
Yeah.
all the time.
So greater division.
Like you said, I don't know if we said it on the show or on the way here. You said how there's millions of people in this country and these two fucking idiots are the best we have to offer.
Yeah. That's sad.
Almost as if
Yeah. Because we all know, we've talked about it before, they're not running the country.
no.
They're just figureheads. They're fall guys, they're figureheads. They're people that are more extreme versions that cause the division, cause people to go left and right,
At this point,
further left, further right.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kamala's team knows about these earrings, bought earrings that looked like these earrings, had her wear them just to fucking piss people off and spin another conspiracy theory at this point.
You're giving those dopes a lot of credit.
But you're giving, but at the same time, it's kind of the same as any other conspiracy theory of like for example the 9/11 thing, right? Like if the DEW thing was real, if you get them fighting over the plane's fake, this is fake, it's total misdirection. You know you get them fighting about some bullshit that's not even what it was.
Yeah. I think when it gets down to these minute details of like we're gonna get them arguing over an earring,
Yeah,
I think that's too
Too much
deep
credit.
for-
Yeah.
You're giving them
Sure.
way too much credit. They're not. Like if you were to say, hey,
unless they're sitting around at happy hour on a bar napkin, they're just laughing, writing down dumb shit they can do.
Well, I find it hard to believe that the people working for the two people that are running for the most powerful position in the entire world are idiots. You know what I mean?
They're not idiots.
Like they have to be
but
incredibly
they have
smart.
But they're dumb.
other shit to do.
Yeah.
And you got one guy on the team like, hey, how can we go deep psyop and all this? One guy. I mean,
Maybe that's his job. He's the psyop guy.
Shit, I mean, they got a guy for that. You know what I mean?
you'd have to have a whole team because like one guy is going to come up with something that sounds great and then it's going to be terrible. Like I just don't believe that
Compartmentalization.
And that's why you get the earrings that everybody's
he
like,
shows
"There's
up
no
and he
fucking
goes,
way."
"Hey, where are these
It's a
earrings?
bad
from?
idea.
Watch
Like,
this.
bro,
Put these on
Nobody
tonight."
checked John's work. God damn it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Who's on
signed-
PsyOps?
Who signed that? Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, like again, the bigger conspiracy that's probably true. I think would more to what that something akin to what that bogus whistleblower would be. That
Yeah.
she had the information ahead of time.
Yeah.
She's a fucking sitting vice president who's got the media in her fucking pocket. Why wouldn't she get it ahead of time?
Yeah.
Or at least a heads up of how the thing's going to go. Because
Yeah.
you could tell how prepared. Like we talked about the facial cues and everything.
Oh yeah.
And
There was
everything was prepped for her.
Yeah.
And those still annoy me so much.
I know. She was looking at him like he was just a poor, weak man.
At that
Poor
one
weak
point,
man.
yeah. Yeah, they planned that facial. All those fucking looks.
Maybe
This
I was-
one,
Yeah.
like I tell you, like at one point it seemed like she forgot she was supposed to be doing it with the head tilt. She was like, "Oh yeah, head tilt."
Just side-eyeing him hard.
Fucking pain in the ass. Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of that debate fallout, and Trump. It's fucking crazy. It's like immediately Kamala's team was like, "Hey, let's do another one." Trump's like, "No, I won by a lot." You know who says they want a rematch? Losers.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, you didn't catch that?
Shit, no.
He says, when you win, you don't have to do it a second time. He also says, I won. According to C-SPAN, I won by, quote, a lot.
I don't think that's real. We watched it live. I don't think he won.
Everybody saw that.
I mean, I think people that are even in favor of him or even hardcore,
I used that.
Trump supporters see that and go, "Oh, that wasn't our best."
I used that debate as a really good filter on whose opinion I could trust.
Yeah.
Because after that, when people are saying he won, I'm like, well, you're fucking out.
You're fucking crazy.
I'll never listen to you
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I don't think he.
Not even, you couldn't say in any universe that he won.
No. And I think the odds were stacked against him. And
Sure.
But I think in that instance, he did not win that. You can't say he won that debate.
Yeah, even when fights are fixed or rigged, like
Somebody still loses. Yeah.
You lost,
Yeah, there's
bro.
still a loser, even if you throw the fight or it's rigged. Yeah.
Yeah, like I felt like Rocky IV. Stop the fight!
Don't throw in that towel.
Yeah, somebody should have thrown in the
I
towel.
know.
But I mean, I guess going along with like who can you trust and like my filter on media. I think I told you a little bit about this. Is the all the right wing influencers that got busted for you could pull up
The bribery stuff?
not bribery, but number 2 or A2. So apparently there are and were Russian agents who approached this company called Tenant Media, who represents people like Dave Rubin,
So they represent a lot of people.
Tim Pool, and a few others. And they were getting a fuck ton of money per episode per month. Dave Rubin, for instance, was getting $400,000 a month.
It was me.
$400,000 a month. He got a $100,000 signing bonus. I can't remember how long this
Is
went.
that the Rubin Report guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Massive following here.
Yeah.
I put it down here.
But you were saying he was getting this money and he didn't know where it was from, but he didn't bother to check it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they were being told by the management company, like, hey, you're going to run these videos. And all the videos that they were running were very pro-Russian message. Like do you remember that big shooting at a Russian theater done by terrorists, killed like
Yes.
200 something people? So
The ballet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were told to push these videos blaming Ukraine for that. Like, so they put out all these videos out there. It's like, oh, I'm not saying, I'm just asking
Wasn't
questions
it
here.
Iranians?
Huh?
Was it Iranians?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think
I thought it was. Yeah.
it wasn't Ukrainians.
Okay.
And so, but they like shit like that.
Sure.
Everything that, like when Tucker did that video, and Tucker didn't have anything to do with this plot right here, but when Tucker did the Russia video and he's in the grocery store, they were telling him, hey, play this video a lot, react to this video a lot. So Tim Pool, Benny Johnson, who I don't know, has 2.4 million YouTube followers. Dave Rubin has 2.5 YouTube followers. Tim Pool has 1.3 million YouTube subscribers. There was Lauren Chen, who's got a shitload. And all these people are just getting paid to fucking promote Russian media. How fucking crazy is that? These right-wing freedom fighters are out there pumping out Russian information.
I think
Propaganda.
I think the premise behind that is super crazy,
Yeah.
but it's no different than any left-wing influencers promoting Ukraine and talking about how they're very, I mean, you know what I mean? Like
It's different if you're
still
being
propaganda.
paid. It's different if you're being paid. And apparently,
I'm sure they are being. How do we know they're not?
so we don't.
Right.
So apparently everyone's saying, hey, you guys should have been asking questions about this
Sure.
because the money you're getting
Yeah.
is not YouTube money. Like $400,000 a month, which equals to 4.8 million a year. Like
Yeah.
Brock Purdy's not getting paid that.
No.
And you're getting paid that. And then like the videos they showed the videos, they broke it way down. Like some of these videos they were promoting were getting like 8,000 views and stuff like
No.
videos that you would get like a couple $100 for from YouTube revenue. So where's the money coming from and what is the motive?
What's our stance on that? Can we be bought for $400,000 a month?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And you're getting paid in rupees, so
What's
maybe
the
think
exchange?
about the source.
What's the exchange?
Well, they asked.
Hold on a second.
Dave, another check came in for 400,000 rupees. You good with that?
Well, apparently, like
Don't ask, don't tell, bitch. Just run the ad.
Lauren Chen and her husband, who run Tenant Media, they would refer in text messages to each other. Hey, the Russians haven't paid. Like they knew it was the Russians who were giving money.
Yeah.
Dave Rubin was like, I guess the only one that offered any, because the FBI
He was the only one that offered pushback, right? Like,
Yeah.
hey, I didn't know.
He has to like asked one extra question, like, who is this guy? Who's paying for this? And they gave the name. I wish I could find it right now, but it was the most Russian name. Oh, Edward Gregorian. And they got this fucking bio of him. He looks like this Russian billionaire.
Oh, come on.
But everybody does research. They look and they're like, if you would have researched Edward Gregorian, he doesn't exist.
You don't need to
say.
do fucking research. Look at his name.
Yeah, and
Dude's a Russian.
Even if you spell Gregorian, I guess it's spelled with one N, and they spelled it with two, and like,
Dude's profile picture is the boxer from Rocky.
yeah,
I don't fucking. I don't know.
that's Ivan Drago.
I don't fucking know, man.
yeah. So he was supposedly the front man who doesn't exist. So if you would have done like Dave Rubin asked the
look it
one
up.
question, if you would have asked the next question, you would have known this guy doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And you're getting paid stupid amounts of money that nobody in the industry gets paid to play Russian videos, like not even pro, like Russia's great, Russian's good, but just subtle shit.
Yeah.
And then there was that.
That's a lot of money, dude.
It's a lot of money, 4.8 million a year.
And he's got 2 million followers.
Dave Rubin has 2.45.
Yeah, so almost 2.5 million. Okay.
But the videos that they were showing that were like,
So we have a long way to go before anybody wants to buy us.
just know we can be bought.
And we're cheaper than 400,000 a month. We'll cut that in half
I go a lot cheaper.
to start. No, I don't.
No.
You gotta start negotiations.
Yeah, 350,000.
Yeah. All right.
Crazy though. I mean, just the amount of money. Like, so your favorite right-wing influencer out there who's just asking questions about Russia and Ukraine is just feeding you Russian propaganda.
It's like you've said, you don't trust people that say, I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking the question. I'm just presenting the information.
No.
Do with it what you will.
No, you're not.
You don't like that.
I hate it.
I love it.
It's so disingenuous.
I love it.
I'm just asking. You're not just asking
Just
questions.
asking the questions, man.
You're saying something very specific.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you're just asking a question.
Sure.
Terrible. So again, use your filter when you like Tim Pool. I've never trusted that dude. Like something about him is weird to
I
me.
don't even know who that is.
He's got a huge following, but he does every video like he just came from the skate park. He's always got like a beanie on. His teeth are all fucked up, which I mean, no fault of his own. He could fix those. But I mean, he was getting a couple $1 million. He should be able to fix them. Do you see him now? Every video about him, he says he's not.
Oh, I've seen this guy. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure
yeah,
you
yeah.
have. Yeah. If you've been on YouTube and search any kind of news
Yep.
stuff, you're going to see him.
Yeah.
Dave Rubin, I know he leans right, but at least every now and then I see him have a reasonable take. He leans real hard right.
Yeah.
Tim Pool is all right all the time and swears he's not.
I feel like a lot of the Ruben stuff I've seen is he'll air a video and then he'll make like 1 or 2 snide comments on it, and then there's really not a lot after that. Like it's
That video gets you $100,000 per video.
fuck.
That's so videos that were like 8,000 viewers, which is nothing.
yeah,
He was getting $100,000 for a video.
man.
Fucking nuts,
We got to get there.
right? How do we get that Russian money?
Investors?
Possibly.
Possibly you.
So yeah, again, just do a little bit of research on who you follow. I mean, everybody gets fooled or can be fooled. Again, some of these people didn't know. Like Tim Pool didn't know he was getting paid by Russians.
Sure.
Dave Rubin did not, and this is according to the FBI report.
Yeah.
They did not know. Lauren Chen, Liam Donovan, who owned Tenant Media, they knew.
Yeah.
Or not, Liam Donovan doesn't know it, but Lauren Chen and her husband know. They know that they're getting paid by Russians and what videos they were going to promote and why. Fucking goddamn communists.
That commie money spends the same though.
Here's the thing: like, does Dave Rubin have to give that money back?
No.
Why not?
Why? He worked for it. He worked hard for it. They paid him for a service. He provided the service. That money belongs to him.
From a foreign government promoting propaganda in the United States, I guarantee there's a law against
Every
that.
politician's doing it. Why does he have to be punished?
Well, if he was an elected official, that'd be fine.
He's an appointed official. Can we just appoint him to be an official or something and just say it's good?
No.
Hey man,
really-
it's happening in Wall Street. It's happening in government, Congress, Senate. It's happening everywhere
Just because
else.
it's happening doesn't mean it's legal.
Those guys don't have to give it back. They're not getting
They haven't
investigated.
gotten caught. If they've been caught, they haven't been prosecuted.
Hunter Biden
These
and
people
the
are getting
Ukrainian
prosecuted.
collusion with the whole Joe Biden thing. Like they have all that going on. They were caught and it was swept under the rug. They don't have to give that money back?
Let's be clear. Nobody's touching Hunter Biden.
I'm just saying, like, there's been people caught and the money hasn't been given
Hunter
back.
Biden ain't giving it back. If he was just like a state senator or something, yeah, he's probably in jail. But that's the president's son. Tough shit.
Rubin's got 2.5 million followers. You can't touch him. You know what I'm saying?
I think Hunter Biden probably has more followers than that.
You're probably right.
And he probably doesn't post.
He probably has lots of Ukrainian followers.
Lots.
Yeah.
His fucking artwork's real fucking popular in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people like that. Like,
so you think Rubin has to give the money back?
I don't know if he had. I'm saying I'd be very curious. I'd like
think he
to
has to.
follow up on that.
Nah.
Maybe not him because
Tenant Media gets
he was
fined.
unaware.
Tenant Media gets fined.
Tenant Media might have to pay back the whole kit and caboodle.
God, I hope he deposited his checks already though.
Oh yeah. That's spent. Have you seen his? He's got a nice studio. Yeah. He's always got a nice suit on. He's spent that
that's
money.
true.
That money's gone.
That's true.
He probably bought gold.
Yeah.
All the right wing guys buy gold.
You go get your haircut and buy some gold. All in the same spot.
Get a VPN, buy some gold. Every fucking one I watch or listen to is like,
Invest
hey,
now.
Get a VPN and get some gold. You never know when
got a
Biden's going to crash the
bunker.
economy.
He's
Need
got a
gold.
bunker and gold. That's wild, dude.
Yeah, so there's that. Just fucking crazy shit. Did you also see that all the war criminals are coming out and supporting Kamala now? George Bush, Dick Cheney. War criminals. Dick Cheney's a legit war criminal. War criminals for Kamala.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like, and they're all proud of that endorsement. Like, that's Dick Cheney.
That's horrible, man.
That's Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
Darth Cheney was the man's nickname. You're proud of that endorsement? You might want to sweep that one under the rug.
And everyone's going to forget that. Like, no one's going
know.
to focus on the fact. Oh, my God. It's like people just forget all of a sudden. The least liked VP in history.
Dick Cheney was a monster.
And now you're getting backed by all these people that nobody liked anyway. And everybody forgets and it's like, oh, man, that's a great thing. That's amazing. Our next president, ladies and gentlemen.
The man shot his good friend on a hunting trip. It was an accident.
Well, accidents happen, but still, like, fuck, dude.
An accident. Anyway. Oh, you know why they're going to forget about it? Because Taylor Swift endorsed her.
Well, yeah. Did you see everybody? There's a lot of flame going towards Taylor Swift right now from everybody else on the right.
Did you see Trump's post?
Oh, yeah.
All caps. I hate Taylor Swift.
The dumbest fucking thing in the world.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Why would you bash Taylor?
I hate Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? What sense does that make? Everyone's talking about Trump playing 4D chess. No, he's just a jackass.
Yeah.
Who's got a fucking access to his own Twitter or his own fucking social
If
media.
he is playing 4D chess, he's focusing on the wrong board at the moment.
Yeah, like,
you need to focus on the one in front of
They've
you.
moved on from this one.
Yeah, not the
There's
one
no more
in the,
pieces
the
on this board.
parallel. Yeah.
You dummy.
Yeah.
If Taylor Swift comes out and endorses Kamala, you say she's free to endorse whoever she wants.
Good for her.
If she'd
Good for her for exercising her right to vote.
If she'd like to have a real conversation about
I wish-
policy and
yeah.
where this country is going, my door's always open to you, Taylor.
I'm telling you, they need to hire us.
I'll see you at the ballot box.
They need to hire us. Hey, congratulations to her for exercising her right. I think she's wrong. I would like to open her eyes to some of the views, especially views that affect her and her future.
I hate Taylor Swift. Like, I can just imagine him fucking couple whiskeys deep at Mar-a-Lago, just fucking
drooling.
Just got back from the back
Yelling
nine,
and
fucking
drooling.
crushing Arnold Palmer. Fucking
Oh,
little,
dude.
yeah, a little bit
He's
of
like,
spittle.
He's got the fuck. What was it from? What's the bowling movie?
Oh yeah,
he's got the Ern McCracken.
yeah. Was it Kingpins?
Yeah, Kingpin.
Yeah.
He's got the
Fucking-
comb over blowing. It's all disheveled because he was out golfing.
Jesus, like, man, somebody. I swear, there's people running his campaign, and every day, like, fucking Christ,
Yeah.
again. Somebody take away his phone.
Absolutely.
I feel like
That's got to be a fun and horrible job all at the same time. Like, you are a walking headache,
I think
dude.
mostly just horrible.
Yeah.
Because if a good job is done, he will not give you credit. Credit all goes to Trump.
Yeah.
If he fucks up, you're fired.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a terrible job.
You just got to get good at spinning it. Like when he fucks up, be like, I don't know what they're talking about, sir. That was a win. Like you just got to be a yes man and tell him how amazing he is, and you'll have your job forever, dude.
You know what I would do?
Yeah.
It's like
Blame it on somebody else.
Yeah, you're right, sir. That was pretty bad.
Hey, Karen submitted that script, and I said no.
Steve did that. I thought that
Hey,
was a
he
loser when
whispered
he
to me,
wrote
watch this right before it happened. I think he fucked with it.
I told him that was a loser, but he went with it.
Yeah.
He tricked you, sir.
Gaslight the shit out of him.
Isn't Kamala's big thing that everybody's talking about right now about taxing unrealized capital gains?
Yeah.
So Taylor Swift is this fucking real estate mogul. How would you not just say like, hey, this is going to really fuck you up on your real estate game? Like you could use that as a platform to sway her.
I listened to RFK's running mate. I can't remember her damn name right now. Shannon something or other. She's a billionaire.
Yeah.
And they were talking about tax policies and stuff like that. She went pretty deep and like, it doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
Once you have over $100 million in net worth, anything they do does not affect you. You are completely insulated.
Really?
Yeah. She's like, anything that these candidates do is not going to affect super rich people.
Goals.
Get
Life
100 million,
goals.
100 million in net worth, and you're
100 mil,
insulated.
that's it.
She's like, good economy, bad economy, tax policies, you're insulated. I was like, well, that's kind of interesting to hear a billionaire talk about how they just don't give a fuck.
Just no more fears.
So yeah, like, who cares? Taylor Swift, like, why would she care? She's fine. No matter what, she's going to be fine.
Yeah.
She's just going to, again, go with the vibes. And she's endorsing, she specifically said in her post that she's endorsing Kamala because of Tim Walz's stance for women's rights. I thought that was interesting.
Coach. All right.
Hey,
Coach is winning her votes, man.
Did you ever notice, like, he's always doing this leg kick?
Yeah. What?
I don't know.
Do you think it's stuck to his leg and he's trying to like
It's fucking nutsack stuck to his legs.
I've seen guys do that. They like widen their leg out and like give a little shake.
They don't normally do it on stage.
Just stuck to your thigh. Good for him, man.
Pull that fucking nutsack
Those
meat off
old
the inner
saggy
thigh.
balls just stuck to your leg.
Something I didn't consider. Like, all right.
We need we need to make a meme of that and send that to Trump and have that'll be the new, like everybody will start watching the leg kick and just the sticky ball leg kick.
It's got to be
The sticky ball leg.
it's got to be
Stanky
him with the
leg.
kick, but then like quick flashes to what's happening on the inside of his pants.
Like the AI generated just.
Nutsack peeling
Do you
away from
remember
the thigh.
the Eclipse video?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
We need to get the Eclipse ball sack video
old-
back. Yeah. And the suction noise. It's got to have the noise with it.
Yeah. Maybe that's something I didn't
hot in that
consider.
suit.
Your
Come on.
calling is in making stickers and memes, and I think that you can make that happen tomorrow on shift.
I probably could. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, that's something I didn't consider. I'm sorry. I
He's
apologize.
He's got the Tim Walz balls, dude.
Got them balls.
The Walz
The
balls.
Walls balls kick.
Heard it here first. Fireside. Tim
Well,
Walz
yeah,
balls.
this is that kick.
Tim
Like,
Walls balls.
always hit the leg up. What are you doing?
Getting some relief, man.
I feel like
Letting
this
that
is,
gold
this,
bond do its thing.
this is what it looks like when you're peeling your nutsack off. For everybody watching, this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
I don't kick my leg up.
But if you kick your leg real hard because you can't grab it, maybe you're just trying to buy yourself some time.
maybe,
You know what I mean?
maybe
He dusts himself with some gold bomb, but he misses that one spot, and then it just like it's at that one little sticking point. He's got to kick his leg out.
don't you do? What's the stretching move where you do this one? You know what I'm talking about?
the balls?
You just lift your leg up and
Yeah,
over.
the hurdles, the reverse hurdler.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like that one. Maybe that's.
but
what
you
he's-
can't do that on stage. You can't fucking
Well,
reverse
this is-
hurdle your way through the kick, the karate kick, the side kick.
So fucking weird. Getting that nut meat off his thigh. I get it now.
Well.
Makes sense.
Gets hot, hot and sticky.
Oh, dude. Did you see? Speaking of hot and sticky, you see Shannon Sharp?
No, what did I miss?
Pull it up, Adam. This is basically it's A3 through like there's 3 videos there. So Shannon Sharp confirms that he was first of all, he went live on IG while he was clapping cheeks with some girl.
On purpose?
Well, he comes out and says, "Oh, I was hacked," and then he says, "Okay, I wasn't hacked." Now play the next video, Adam. There's 2 videos.
Here. And now I'm starting to get agitated again because you called me and say I'm on IG Live when I know I didn't click myself on IG Live. And he said they can hear me. I said, hear me doing what? He said, it sounds like you were having sex. And my heart sank.
I had sex in a year.
My heart sank and my dick got hard.
And obviously, I run my accounts.
Is the
But
audio and the
Jordan
mouth not
being
matching?
the good soldier that he is, Jordan the
Oh,
one
it
that
is.
cut it off. Because hell, I didn't even know it was on. Jordan cut it off. Jordan put
Cut the
message
feed.
up. And then after I called,
Jordan
my
in the room with you?
I called my agent, the agency. I called ESPN after I was like, I just got this good. Tell them the truth. I said, I just got to tell them the truth. My phone wasn't hacked. It wasn't a prank. It was me being
I fat fingered the phone.
active male. I mean, y'all thought I was bull jiving.
Do you know how difficult it is to go live on IG?
No,
Here, let's
because I don't.
let's go to our.
I'm very.
Let's go to
I'm going to say it right now. Like when it comes to the tech savviness of social media, 100% not there. I wish I was because I would post more shit for our show on there.
Hey, let's see if we can accidentally go live
Okay.
while we're fucking some girl. Okay, what do I want to do? So I want to go live. So you saw me hit one button.
Yeah.
I got to slide over, hit that button. Okay, and then let's go
You have to hold the record
3.
button.
Then no, you hit it, and then it goes to 1. Now we're doing it. Checking for connection. Blah blah blah. Now we're live.
Shannon, come on, man.
It could happen to anybody.
Come on,
dude.
man. It's not that
It
hard.
could happen to anybody.
Shannon Sharp, you did not accidentally go live while you were fucking that girl.
Yeah, that was intentional, bro.
Just accidentally opened Instagram,
Yeah.
started a live. It happens. I've heard it happening
Hey,
before.
and if it was an accident, I'm gonna say this, man. The girl that you're with needs to be really annoyed because if you're holding your phone and going through all those prompts, you are not focusing.
Yeah, you're not paying attention to
Come
her,
on, man.
her needs.
God. So yeah, that is not easy to just do.
Also follow us on Instagram. Check out that live post that we just put up.
Yeah. How do you fucking stop it?
Oh boy, you need that. You need your boy in there to cut it off.
And now, yeah, I need Jordan.
So here's my thing, right? So you just did that all on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Can I control that remotely to cut the feed?
If you have access to the account, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it says it has
But
to be
Jordan's got to be on at the same time,
and
right?
it has to be a minute long for you to post it. Because I just tried to post it right now. It
so
says it has to be a
Jordan
minute
watched
long.
it for a minute.
I would too. See what
What
Shannon's
was the
working
what
with.
was the video? It was just you could just hear the
I
audio
don't
in the
know.
background.
I don't know.
I wonder if the video, you know, it's like if your camera's face down on the table, it's not that, but it's picking up the audio.
Yeah, maybe.
Black screen.
Well, yeah, because he said it sounds like you're having sex.
Because the camera's blocked. You guys are assholes.
Right.
A black screen because the camera's blocked.
just quit while you're ahead.
Damn it. All right. Wow. You guys are fucking assholes.
Every fucking week with this guy.
Okay, I'm the racist. All right. All right. I see what you're doing here.
Oh man. So I thought that was pretty fucking funny, man.
That is pretty funny.
I wonder if
man.
ESPN is going to fire him. They fire people for less.
I don't think so.
I don't know. That news anchor was whacking it on live like a year ago. What's his fucking name? And it was CNN or something like that. You guys didn't see this?
Wasn't it on like a Zoom video or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't
And
like
They took a break and his camera didn't turn off.
Didn't he
and
like
just-
grab the lotion and some tissues?
He
They're like,
went
your
fucking
camera's
ham.
on.
Yeah, and he still works for that network.
it's natural, man.
Yeah.
Everybody beats off on Zoom.
Yeah, man. What else are you gonna do?
I'm not listening to these fucks talk all night long. I'm going to jerk off.
You get paid.
Yeah, you see
Was it-
Samantha sitting across from me in that thing. Like, Samantha's looking good today.
Was it one of you guys talking about like how much money you make shitting on company time? Was one of you guys showing that?
Yeah. Talking about that meme I made?
The boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I shit on company time.
Yeah. Adam had the saying, but you had the meme.
I had the
of,
meme.
like the breakdown of how much money you make across a career.
Yeah, I did. I don't know
But I
if I
mean,
can find
if
it.
you're gonna jerk off, you might as well get paid for it.
Because you're saying poop and jerk off on company
Not at the same time. Don't be
No,
gross.
that's fucking weird.
Because I made a thing.
Gross.
I made
Who would
a
do that?
I made a post, and it had it shows how much money you make shitting on company time. Then I had that video after it. Where'd I go? It was pretty funny. I enjoyed making that one.
I'm telling you, man, you got to make the Tim Walls balls kick.
Them walls balls.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
All right.
I'll figure out the walls balls.
Merch and memes coming soon.
Walls.
Merch
balls.
and
It's got to be
memes.
timely too. Like you got to be able to get that shit out quick. You know.
Well, at least for the Walls balls things, you got until November.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like you got plenty of time.
No, they're gonna get elected. So I got
But
4
I'm
years.
saying, like, once they're in, maybe he doesn't do the kick
Oh,
anymore,
he's still
but-
kicking.
You think so?
He's done it way too many
Dude,
times.
get it going, man.
Walls balls. All right. So speaking of celebrities,
Yeah.
Diddy got arrested.
Saw that.
Yeah.
Adam and I saw that yesterday.
Pulled that one.
Adam
up
brought it up
and-
again this morning.
Yep. Sean Diddy Combs arrested in Manhattan after grand jury indictment. That's your ass, Diddy.
So what I read was that it was a sealed indictment, and they're not going to be able to report on what the actual indictment was until later.
Because there's fucking people's names in there they don't want you to see. Much like our boy Jeffrey Epstein.
Who?
Huh?
What?
Yeah, old news.
Yeah.
Hip hop Epstein right there.
Yeah.
You're never gonna know.
You know whose name is on it? It's Carl Winslow.
Is it actually on there or just that one?
I
dude
don't know.
saying it?
Just that one video we saw.
Just Diddy butt fucking Carl Winslow. Man.
Did I do that? Gross.
Dude, that's so gross. All right, man.
Yeah, so Diddy got arrested. More. So I heard that. Do you remember the video I showed you of the male sex worker?
Yes.
He's clearly crazy, but he's in jail and he's talking to him about Diddy's whole ring. So they said, I think it was him. They said that he ended up winning a suit against Diddy for something stupid, like $100 million or whatever.
Nice.
He's in jail.
He's
I don't know
never
if
gonna
gonna
get it.
Yeah.
Diddy ain't giving him $100 million. Declared bankruptcy. He'll never get it.
But they were saying like his lawsuit is winning, or it won, or it passed, or whatever.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Diddy probably butt fucked him too.
Yeah.
Prolapse, rectum, those aren't cheap to fix.
No. Yeah, strengthen the pelvic floor.
I don't personally know.
Right. No, me neither.
Right.
I read it in a book.
There's books.
It was on a cabin building video.
A doctor just told me, like,
Yeah, it was a cabin building video I saw.
Right,
It's
cabin
not
video.
cheap.
How to fix your blown out poop ring.
Yeah. Thought I was building a fire pit in the cabin.
I always think of those porn stars, those poor girls. Like,
Somebody's daughter up there.
not even that. Like, how do you ever shit right again?
I mean, maybe you don't.
Maybe, yeah, you don't. Like,
Maybe it goes back to normal over time.
If anything, it's just effortless now.
Oh.
Like, there's no
Which is actually, they say, is better for you. You shouldn't strain. That's how you eat
right.
hemorrhoids.
So if anything, they're
I don't think it should just fall out of
healthier.
you either.
It should
Just start laughing and all of a sudden, boom. Oh, damn it. Hey, if
I mean,
you're-
it happens with girls who have like prolapsed bladders and stuff. Like they'll pee just without knowing. They'll laugh and they'll pee.
Maybe they just wear
if you've been in the
diapers.
porn industry out there, I want to hear your story on how the plumbing still works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, reach out.
Female in the porn industry.
Please, yeah, to be clear.
Okay, never mind. Job's open to
judge-
anybody.
I didn't say I was gonna fuck them. I just
All right.
I just want to know how the butthole still works.
Well,
After all those years of
never mind.
oh, I'm fucked up.
No. I was gonna say something that I'll say it off air.
If you or somebody you know
feel like I
has a
already know
blown
what
out
you're gonna
butthole,
You do know, and that's why I stopped.
All right.
All right. Anyway,
Anyway, what else? What else?
switching
What else?
gears. Following the debate, the immigration thing, they fact checked Trump about the whole Haitians eating animals.
They're eating the cats.
Right.
They're eating the dogs.
Yeah. So, one of the things JD Vance had said is that this was a quote from him that said, in the past several weeks, his offices have received actual inquiries from residents of Springfield who have said their neighbors' pets or local wildlife have been abducted by Haitian immigrants. So, is it possible it's all rumors and false? He says, yes. But you know what isn't false? There was a child murdered by a Haitian migrant who had no right to be there. Local health services have been overwhelmed. Communicable
That
diseases.
should have been Trump's message
Yes.
on debate night.
Yes.
Like, we said it. We said
I
that.
know.
I think JD was listening.
Communicable diseases like TB and HIV are on the rise. Local schools have struggled to keep up with newcomers who do not speak English, and rents have risen so fast that many Springfield residents can't afford to keep a roof over their head. So he finished all that by saying Kamala has bragged about giving amnesty to thousands of Haitian immigrants, B3. And this is her.
That is why, also, starting with our administration, we gave TPS, temporary protected status, to Haitian migrants, 55,000.
Temporary. When they going
And
back?
then more recently, we extended temporary protected status to over 100,000 Haitian migrants for that very reason, that they need support, they need protection.
So, like, I just thought it was funny because we did say that. That should have been the stance going into it. Not focusing on the people eating the cats thing. But, Adam, if you hit B2, so this is real. Apparently in New York with their rat infestation problem, you have...
I was listening to Tim Dillon. They're like barbecuing fucking guinea pigs in the park.
They have people just setting up rat stations, just rotisserie rats. No big deal. Like, that's a real thing going on right now. And they have police are having to go to these vendors and shut them down. But you have vendors setting up their rotisserie grill and spinning rats and other animals.
That's making lemonade out of lemons.
Wow.
Friend, I mean,
I call that ingenuity.
right. I mean, there might be a couple health code violations.
Stick-to-itiveness. Well,
Yeah.
you're cooking it, you know.
Yeah, right. You get it to that certain. What temperature you got to get rat to?
I don't know. I don't know if that's on the Traeger manual.
Hey, Traeger, reach out.
Yeah.
Rats are just chicken of the subway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
exactly.
so it's the same thing.
That's a
100%.
solid advertising campaign. Rats,
Chicken of the subway.
Yeah. Hey, well,
Chicken of the freeway.
That's our
underpass.
next meme. Our new I Love New York meme.
chicken of the subway. It's not bad.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was kind of comical after the debate stuff.
So here's another thing about people just running with headlines and stuff like that. A lot of people on the left clipped JD Vance in that interview he did, I think it was with CNN. And he mentioned, he's like, if we have to make up stories to get attention on the bigger issue, then we'll do that. People finished right there. Oh, look, they're making it up. And they're just telling you they're making up these stories. But if you play it a little bit further,
yeah,
he talks about it's not made up. He's like, they're not making the stories up, but they just clipped that one little piece.
Yep.
And decided, hey, we're going to run with this to show you that all the fucking
kind of like the very fine people quote. Kind
exactly.
of like, yeah.
That same bullshit. There was a couple of people that like mainstream media, and I fucking just fucking on X. I was sitting there sick on my couch, like I'm firing back at all these.
Did you?
Oh yeah,
good man.
I was like, this is such disingenuous reporting. Like you know better. Like
Yeah.
it's nice that you clipped it off right at the end too, where you can't hear what he says after that. Like you guys do this
Anybody
all
respond
the time.
to you?
Huh? Fuck no. Those people never respond.
Oh.
They just throw the fucking hand grenade and leave the room.
Yeah, it's the whole just doing things for clicks and like not. I mean, just random people, it's fine. But when you get journalists that do that, like
Yes.
there should be
Air quotation
there should
journalists.
be repercussions against that.
Exactly.
People
Like-
who are supposed to be reputable.
Yeah, when I see journalists and politicians, like especially politicians too, like you guys are supposed to be like the best of us. We elect you to go there to, strive to our highest fucking aspirations
Yeah.
and stuff. And you're just out here slinging mud, fucking retweeting nonsense. Like that's not what we want. People are like, whoa, people do that all the time. Yes, people do that. You're supposed to be better than us.
When you live in a country
At least act
where
like you're better.
where people feel more comfortable getting their news from quote unquote independent journalists of various social media that are not affiliated with any news outlet, like that's sad.
Well, because the mainstream media and
It's all
independent
bought
journalists.
and sold.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Bought and
all the
paid
same
for.
now. Nobody does any fact checking. You have to be so careful, but it's pretty disingenuous. And like you mentioned earlier, you see it on the left, you see it on the right. But everybody on the left and everybody on the right thinks that the other side's the only one doing it. Is that terrible, disgusting flavor?
I'm not a fan of it.
What's that called? White guava?
White gummy bear.
White gummy bear.
You know what it doesn't taste like?
White gummy bears.
A white gummy bear.
All right, man. That's all I have for like serious news. I mean, guess a couple tiny little things.
I think we're about an hour in anyway.
Oh, cool. The interest on our national debt tops $1 trillion. If you care
Hell
about
yeah.
that, if you care about an actual real issue that
Wow.
affects you, that's a big fucking problem.
We'll just print more money for it.
I had a whole thing breaking down the Canada's tax plans and stuff like that. What's real, what's not, but that's at this point, fuck it. Some more Aurora, Colorado. You know what I want to do? I want to have a budget.
Tell me.
I want a budget for this show.
Okay.
When these things like Aurora, Colorado come out, when
travel.
Springfield, Ohio, we just
I got an LLC. Let's put it to use. This will be our business.
we need money.
Well, not at first. We spend
Yeah,
our own money and then we claim it loss on taxes.
We have to
right?
take time off of work, get all our shit taken care of here at home, and then buy lodging, plane tickets, car when we get that. Shit ain't cheap.
We need a
sponsor.
We need a backer.
Because
we need a sponsor.
Legit, if we had money, I would have fucking gotten A-Dub and I would have been to fucking Springfield interviewing people.
Speaking of sponsors, we're not sponsored by, but if anybody's looking for good hydration, electrolytes, SkyMD. Just want to throw that
out there. Had some on the
plug in there.
had some on the
SkyMD.
fireground the other day.
Yeah, so
They had it out there.
anybody listening who's on the fire department, we are actively looking to replace Squencher through our RBO process and our R&D stuff, and that is one of the candidates that we recommended. So if you guys have any of those or if you want any, let me know. I'll
Steve,
give them
does
out.
SkyMD do more than hydration? What are they all about?
What?
Do they do more than hydration? Do they have more, or is it just hydration supplements?
No, so they have electrolyte supplements, but they also have so pretty standard. They look like the liquid IV packets, but their whole thing is they have less of the bad stuff, more of the good stuff, less sugar. They're not like Element where there's 0 sugar. They do have 3 grams of sugar, but everything's organic. It's organic cane sugar. But they also have the same electrolyte matrix stuff with greens. So they have a greens powder that you can have. They have the electrolyte stuff with caffeine in it, so it's almost like the Celsius energy drinks, but it's liquid IV packets. They have a bunch of different flavors. They have a nighttime one. So I think you can make it with warm water or whatnot, but it's more like help you get ready for bed, that type of stuff. So
Sleepy time tea.
sleepy time. So anyway, anybody's interested, I thought I'd throw that out there. I'm a believer. I like them. I use them. Like I said, they aren't sponsors of the show. We don't get funding for it, but just shameless plug for something I like.
Maybe we should.
Yeah, maybe
Because that was an awfully long plug.
That was a long plug.
Anyway.
That's about $100,000 if it was a Ukraine commercial.
Yeah, if that was some Russian shit, this was Russian hydration shit, that pays.
Yeah.
What's Putin drinking?
So, yeah, I agree. We need a sponsor.
Yeah.
We go do some cool shit.
I was thinking there with this whole fucking Springfield thing, like there's so much disinformation.
We
What's
could go
true, what's
interview
not.
people.
Yes.
Let's
totally.
go to Aurora and interview people in the
Somebody did that.
apartment complex.
Somebody did that. I saw it on X. The guy went there and just started interviewing everybody.
Yeah.
I was like, and
Bold move.
it's a real bold move considering that they were supposedly
You might get shot.
Venezuelan gangs that have taken over. Like, if you see New Jack City, you know that's no joke.
No.
So that's all I got in real news. I got tech and science related stuff.
Let's do tech. I got a badass tech thing and then Fireside. I got a good Fireside today. I do want some discussion for the Fireside, so I got to reserve some time for that.
All right, well let's power through my tech and science here. Adam, just pull up the A4. This is a human controlled robot.
Stop it, Archax?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Archax or Archax, Archax. I have this.
Do you?
Yeah.
I want this right now.
Legit. I'll read my shit.
What's
while
that
you got it.
movie? Like the Pacific Rim, they have this fucking.
So this is from a company called Subami Industries. This is the Archax, Archax. And this is a 15-foot tall human piloted robot created by this startup industry. It's inspired by the design of mecha robots in anime like Gundam. Archax can transform between two modes, a humanoid robot and then a manned four-wheeled vehicle, like the Batmobile in the Bat movie where he's in it. So the pilot operates it from a central cockpit using a system of joysticks, foot pedals, and a touchscreen interface with 4 video screens providing external views. This is fucking legit.
This is the future.
Dude, this is insane.
I want one right now.
This is going to end up being the military machines of the future.
Dude,
here.
I would lay waste to all of my enemies.
So right now this has no weapons, but I mean, check that out, dude.
It will be
Turns
retrofitted
into
pretty quickly.
God, that thing is bad to the bone, dude.
Yeah, I wonder what something like that costs.
Do you remember when we talked about there was a graphic driver or graphics AI graphic interface deal that you could plug in commands, and it had that robot that looked just like that, but it was AI. It wasn't really there, but it casted shadows. It was almost the exact same setup as that.
Yeah. Oh my God, excuse me. Yeah, that's bad. I saw that and I'm like, dude, I want this. Remember in the movie, what was the movie? Avatar. The Marines use those things.
Yeah. They
That's
walk around the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine though, so when I was a kid, like Voltron was my favorite. So imagine you get 5 of those that all link up and make the mega machine.
Yes.
It's badass, dude.
It's fucking badass. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So, Adam, going to the next one. I'm glad we both had that. This is a different kind of robot.
Stop it.
You had that one
This
too?
is what I had. Yeah.
This
It's
is
the
insane.
king oyster mushroom.
So, yeah.
Motherfucker.
So basically, this is a little robot that they attached a mushroom to, and it figured out how to fucking articulate the legs.
Yeah.
The mushroom now fucking moves. That's a mushroom moving that.
Yep. Yeah.
So basically, engineers from Cornell University and the University of Florence have developed a groundbreaking biohybrid robot controlled by a living king oyster mushroom. The robot harnesses electrical signals from the mushroom's mycelia to navigate and respond to its environment, demonstrating movement through crawling and rolling mechanism. The robot reacts to stimuli such as UV light, allowing it to adapt to its movements based on the environmental cues. Fucking crazy.
So there's a couple of things I saw with this, and I didn't see the answer from what I was looking through. Is I don't think it knows what direction it's going.
How could you know?
I think
if
it's
it
just
knows
the
it?
electrical signals that it puts off power that robot. But that's crazy to think. And you think of things like the I'm gonna butcher this, but the mushrooms and the fungus and the spores that take over like insects or like
and do
that
control
shit.
them.
And they do control them. And now you can put them on. So it made me think of, remember when they talked about harvesting brains to power these supercomputers. Like, what if you can just get? What if you can grow enough mushrooms to do it?
What if mushrooms take over?
That'd be a wild.
Have you
trip.
seen The Last of Us?
Yes, the spores. They're taking over people, not just the insects.
But like they have that underground network. Like, what if mushrooms become completely intelligent? We give them bodies.
They
We are
communicate through the
fucked.
soil.
But yeah, like I think it's an ant where like it impregnates that ant's brain and it
becomes
tells
like
it
zombified.
Yeah, it tells it to go like to the highest branch to get to the sunlight, and then it fucking spawns.
Yep.
Like it can control.
Yeah.
It might be controlling that thing on purpose.
That's wild.
Yeah, crazy. So I saw that. I'm like, whoa.
That's crazy that we had the same thing. Usually we don't have the same tech stuff.
No. So this is tech, but this is also just your government fucking wasting money at just astronomical rates.
That's my favorite
Pull
thing.
this one up, the Thanos snap. So the National Science Foundation spent $119 million, $119,000 to study if Thanos could actually snap his fingers in real life.
What?
I could use $119,000
Because of the
desperately.
size of him, or because he had a glove on?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, have you tried to snap in gloves? It's hard.
Or are they trying to say like, hey, could we actually get the Infinity Stones? Would this work? Can we go back?
Was that a documentary?
I feel like
based on real?
I feel like this might be something the Democratic campaign's cooking up. Could we go snap our fingers and go back pre-Trump?
And just wipe half the people off? Dude, what the fuck?
Get rid of all of MAGA.
$119,000
Yeah.
to see if Thanos could snap his fingers in real life.
Just rewind back to a couple stories ago where I said our national debt's topped $1 trillion.
Well,
Because of shit like this.
sometimes you gotta know those things, though.
Where's your money going? There's some of it. If you're having trouble making your
the
house
shit-
payment this
that's
month.
the shit Trump needs to talk about in the debates.
Dude, like Vivek Ramaswamy talks about shit like that, wasting government and all that stuff, and everyone thinks, oh, what a kook. What a crazy motherfucker.
I had a
it's spot on. They waste our money like they're drunken sailors.
I had a video. I'll post it next time. It was one of the, I'm going to butcher it, but it's a guy talking about government spending and all the bullshit.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. Adam, my last one in the AI. So this AI voice thing, basically you can take any picture.
Was this the Trump Carrie Lake thing?
No.
Okay.
So Loopy AI is a new model that's able to bring an AI image to life using audio as an interface. So there's a picture of Einstein on the left, Taylor Swift on the right. You got the sound for this?
What would art be like without emotion?
That's just a picture they
It would
took.
be empty.
An
What would
AI
our
just
lives
gave it
be
the
like
voice it thought
without
went with him?
emotions?
And it
They
moves
would
it.
be empty of values. So, a
Holy
famous,
shit.
classical
So
poet
all of the
said,
movements and
"We
the
hate
gestures
and we
and
love. Can one tell me why?"
AI is generating that
Patriots.
off that one picture.
Yeah.
Science does not answer why questions.
So think about this when like you maybe like
Not a single one of us here today has done it alone. We are each a patchwork quilt of those who have loved us, those who have believed.
You're saying
in our
even it's even
futures,
moving her neck
those
muscles?
who
yeah,
showed
like
us
the
empathy
earrings are
and
dangling,
kindness,
the hair moves.
or told us the truth.
It does look something about it does look a little off, but because
Slightly.
we know.
Yeah.
If I didn't know, I would think that was real.
And then there's those one more video.
Now
where
is that does it give her that voice?
Yes.
Like is that her real voice?
I don't think it's her.
Like
real
it just
voice.
identifies the picture
Yeah.
as being her, so
I
it
believe
matches
so.
her voice. Okay.
Just cut it off. YouTube will kill us. I forgot I had that music on there. But yeah, that like
Statue.
think
The
about
statue moves and sings.
think about what you could do with those pictures. Like, let's just say, we have kids. Like,
Yeah.
let's say we're gonna die, right? But what if we get this whole fucking photo album? We could prompt in all these things for pictures, and it just fucking talk. You could sit there and you can have a conversation with your dead relatives.
I think pretty soon you'll be able to even. I mean, you've
We
talked
talked
before
about
about uploading
consciousness, yeah.
consciousness and things
Yeah.
like that. But even if it's not the consciousness, just the learning model off 5 quotes, it could maybe decide what type of personality you have, and it can become you and talk for you.
I think one thing that's kind of cool is like you and I are gonna have this podcast. However many years later, like they're gonna have a lot of our thoughts, our sense of humor, and everything.
Yeah.
Download that in. Like, there's gonna be a good amount to just reform you as a person.
Yeah, like
think
it
it's
can
gonna be real
continue
cool.
even after we're done.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be awesome
It's pretty cool.
and scary at the same time.
That's all I got for AI tech.
All right, yeah, you covered mine. I had 2,
Oh, fantastic.
so it was good.
Now
Yeah.
it's time for the
Fireside! Fuck yeah! Hands up!
hell yeah, brothers.
Fireside. So I came across. I have 2 funny videos and then something that actually we won't take too long, but I wanted to get your opinion on something I was telling Adam.
I'm full of opinions.
So the first one is B1. And this is, I think everybody can relate to this. I don't know. It's got a song in it. We might get canceled, but this is from Firefighter Fenton.
Okay. Oh yeah, we're getting bumped. Kill the music. Oh no, it's got the beep.
Yeah, it's got the beep.
Keep playing. Yeah. Yeah. The hearing test. All right, kill the noise.
So then he goes, dun, 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 dun. And he starts clicking it with the beat. But in the song, eventually, like the beat will stop and you'll watch him.
Go ahead.
So you can cut it out again. All right, go ahead and play it. So it cuts. And so he can't hear it. So he's waiting to see. And then it picks back up and he starts to beep again. And I thought that was funny because I think everybody on their annual hearing test. I know when I go in there, it's so quiet that you can hear yourself breathing. So you have to hold your breath so you can hear the beep.
Well, it's super fucked up for me because I have tinnitus. So there's always ringing in my ears. So I always have to fucking like, I've been there before too. Like, I'm like, this test is taking forever. And like, the last time she came back, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I left you in so long. Like it's been a long time. I'm sitting there.
Yeah. I always find myself holding my breath so I can hear the beat.
You have to.
And then you get in a rhythm where you think you know when it's going, and then all of a sudden you won't hear it, and you're like, "Fuck, did I miss one?"
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden the other ear, you're like, "Oh shit!" Yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny. The second one I had is B5, and I feel like this is somebody we run on. Have you seen this, Adam? You're smiling.
No, but I already know how this is going to go.
So just this guy cracks me up.
I don't give a fuck if this hot dog is bad for my gut microbiome. I used to smoke meth off of a broken light bulb. It's delicious.
I saw that and I was like, yeah, that pretty much sums it all up. He finishes off by going, "Don't be a bitch."
I used to smoke meth off a broken light bulb.
So anyway, those were my two funny videos. The last one I have is B9. Adam, don't start it right away. I just want to preface this. So we talked about this before. I was reading, there's a guy named Chief David Rhodes out of Georgia Smoke Divers. I've been reading more about some of that stuff, just some of the articles I really like. And I think we talked about this before with the Fireside, is maybe every now and then we come across a cool tip or a new way to do things, or, something to ease kind of the quality of life for what we do, be able to share it. And so one of the things I came across most recently had to do with one of the tools that we have on our truck, that watching some of the searches and some of the things they've done, and even some of the UL videos where they've taken this tool and done an amazing job with it. I feel like there are a lot of ways that we don't utilize it as well as we could. And so I came across this training video and I thought this was pretty neat. Now, again, these are people that the vent, enter, search, they kind of go through some things and do things in a way that I would say we've only really been learning about the last couple of years. And I will say that because of my bias and the way I was hired, the way we were trained, the way we've done things for the last 17 years is, everything has been predicated on safety and our safety and identifying things, size up and looking at things. But I was telling Adam, and we can kind of go right into the video. So this is our PW can, our water can. And so these guys go through and demonstrate how you can take the water can, you can hook it over you and actually carry it with you through your search going inside. Now, majority of the time when we do search, we have a hose line in place. We don't go in without a hose line, but a lot of these guys do, and they have that can with them as they're doing their search for safety. But it's just a cool way to utilize this tool. Like I said, the UL studies we've seen.
I've already got a lot of thoughts and opinions.
Well, and I want to know because, and I'll get to that in a second. So the UL studies have shown with just the PW can, the water can, like how much fire you can actually put out without having a hose line in place. We've seen those videos when we were doing our fire dynamic stuff, 10 years ago or whatever it was. But being a 17-year guy, a backseat firefighter, you're the guy who's going to have this. I would love for you to watch some of the video and then kind of get your input.
I already know where this is going. I can tell you my thoughts without even watching.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
All right. So it's a long video, Adam. It's 7 minutes, so we can kind of clip through. So in the beginning, I'll just preface this. In the beginning, they're going to describe who they are, what they're doing. This is from fireengineering.com.
Burn through the setup. You already did a good setup.
Yeah, so in the beginning, they're going to tell you about the water can. They're going to show you different ways to hook it up. One is a sling across like a satchel. One is
kind of like a satchel.
Right on cue.
Masking up.
You can keep going. There's quite a few. And then one of them, he'll show wrap around his leg so that you can crawl with it in upright position and drag it from your leg. So you're using the bigger muscles of your body to help drag this can. He said the can weighs about 29 pounds. And this is another way to sling it around, but you always have it to be able to lift up in front of you as a barrier and be able to use it. So if you keep going at them, there you go. So this is going to demonstrate how they do the search with it. And this is a shorter portion. So the captain goes in first. He's got his tick.
The officer comes in first just to scan the room and change conditions.
So then they slide down the wall. They're doing a right-handed oriented search.
Wide while they're in the hallway to make sure that everything's searched in there.
Find a doorway.
The can firefighters sweeping out the hallway first, make sure everything's all clear, while the officer scans the room. The officer sees a spot where they can't see behind. So
uses his tick, looks in the room, identifies a spot they can't see, so he sends the guy in, and the company officer stays at the door.
Once the door is all clear, the officer is going to utilize the tick to maintain situational awareness and make sure that
got that walls balls.
Rapidly deteriorating.
So he searches the room with the PW can strapped between his leg. And this is just from the strap going.
Done with that firefighter carrying the water can at the same time.
You can kill it at him. So he has it strapped around his leg, and he's able to crawl with it without it getting in his way. Now, obviously, when he tries to climb up to search the bed and search around, it kind of gets in the way. And I thought, again, I don't think this needs to be used all the time. I don't think on every search we go in, but I do think that, you know, it's another tool for the toolbox. It's another way to utilize a tool that I feel like we don't train or use the PW can like that at all. What are your thoughts as being the guy in the back seat who's going to have to strap that can around you?
It's not about strapping the can around. I'll walk you through this. Do those guys own hose lines on their trucks? Or do they show up in like a pickup?
No, I don't know.
I'm assuming they have hose lines.
Yeah.
And here's another part of that. I'm not going to train to fight fires in another city. Meaning, I'm not going to train to fight a fire like somebody in Chicago or New York would.
Sure.
Like, I'm going to fight fire the way we do in Phoenix because our structures kind of dictate what we do. And our department size, our resources we have. I've never shown up to a house fire and not had water with me.
Right.
I've never been able not to have a hose line flaked out in seconds. I mean, seconds from you getting off the truck and throwing your bottle.
Yeah.
It's done. We always have that. Now, I can't imagine ever not having water.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't ever see me using. I get why they do that back east. It makes a lot of sense, dude, because you don't have hose lines flaked out all the time trying to make access.
Could be a volunteer department. Could be smaller.
Yeah, it could be a lot. Like, and I
two-man truck.
I can see where that would make sense for a lot of departments. Like, your resources are limited, your tools are limited, and time is of the essence a lot of time. That makes sense for that. But maybe make this analogy. Like, I got to go to the grocery store later. It's 3 miles away. I could walk there, but I got a fucking car. I'm going to use the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I have 500 gallons in a hose line. I'm taking that in with me. Why would I not?
What are your thoughts, Adam?
I can see what Johnny means. I mean, at least here in Phoenix, there's rarely a time where we show up with no water. I mean, I guess maybe LT is first on scene or the latter, right?
LT's got a different job to do. You're not going in and searching.
My first thought when seeing this is, okay, so I'm in with my skipper. We're a two-man search with the P-Dub can. What if conditions change to the point where we're fucked with, and all we have is a PW can, like, because
you're fucked,
right? You know what I mean? Like, my first thought is, okay, so the fire's at the back of the house. We're gonna get the first half, then they're gonna pull lines to the other side of the house. Ideally, it's good, but what if something's on fire that we don't know about, or the wind changes, or something changes, and now I've got fire behind me, and I've got a PW can. Now, you can always go out a window or something like that, but my initial thought is, how am I getting out if shit changes at the last minute, and I'm not ready for that?
There's also not the element where you have of low visibility, no visibility, where you can feel the hose line smooth bump to the pump. You got a PW can. And something collapsed behind you.
My next thought was, what if I run out of water in the PW can?
Right,
which you do.
Which like it goes pretty quick. And
absolutely.
What if I checked it this morning and it was pressurized enough to spray a little water, but I burnt the pressure in 20 seconds of spraying
because it wasn't filled right, or
you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's what I got.
So I'm not showing this, and I'm not saying like, oh, we got to start doing this, because
some people are. Not you. I'm saying some people are.
Oh, correct.
In our job.
So what I'm saying is so to go back a little bit further is, I've got my own biases because of the way I was trained and the way that we do things and the way that historically we have done things and that we are taught to do things for safety. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to look at some of these other things from an unbiased lens and say, okay, if I was going to learn, if you're going to teach me, like, what are the pros and cons? I'm not saying we go into every house, PW can strapped on you. Okay. When I looked at this, I saw a very specific scenario. I saw an apartment complex where you're going bird dogging and there could be a victim. That's the scenario in my head. Yeah, we're gonna have water, we're gonna have hose lines in seconds.
No fire.
But if you've got fire coming from one side and you've got a bedroom to the left and you've got to go in, are you comfortable going in with a PW can? So I look at this as it's another tool in the toolbox. It's a cool way to use that tool that if you practice for, I think that you could be very efficient at doing a small search of a room. I'm not talking about going in on a whole house on house fire and just a PW can, but I'm talking about you got to go in and search a room because you have victims trapped. We can go through a window, have the PW can with us, and feel comfortable enough to make a sweep of that room and then get back out while hose lines are deployed.
I would think there'd be a time and a place for it. And I'll tell you, like, a main reason I probably will never do that is, to Adam's point, if something goes to shit for whatever reason and I die, I'm going to assume my family gets no fucking money because I was doing something that wasn't part of our standard operating procedure and FBA standard.
Again, I don't think this becomes our standard operating procedure. I think that there are potentially instances where this could be it. And we don't train for the 1%, right? But we do have tools in our toolbox that we don't ever use, and it's just gee whiz stuff. And I just thought it was an interesting way to use the PW can that we don't ever.
I mean, we take the PW can with us when we do any mid-rise, high-rise stuff.
Yeah, but we don't practice with it like that. We don't practice wearing it and taking it with us and carrying it.
No, to me,
usually you take it and set it at the door.
It's because we don't have a sling like they do. Like, I think that's a pretty cool little thing. Like,
Absolutely.
Just to get that sling. Like, it'd be nice to see that department put a little bit of money into that tool.
We have them.
Do you really?
You just got to ask for them.
Yeah.
Who fucking?
It's the same ones they put on those shitty.
I've got one. We have a P-dub on the rescue.
That'd be nice because we got a billion fucking.
Well, it's the same ones that we attach to the fans.
Yeah.
And the fans are so small that you can't. They're too big to carry on the shoulder harness, but they're too small that you can't hold them in. So yeah, we have them.
They do exist, at least. I don't know if there's any more, but we do have them.
I just bought a cool little tool. I can't wait for it to get here.
Yeah.
It's for a
flashlight.
It's not. You don't think I already got one of those?
Only for Zoom calls.
Only for Instagram Live.
No, it's a little, I wouldn't say forcible entry, but it's a little fucking, there's two different tools, but little slide tools for doors that are magnetically locked or like all the apartments we have in our that you need the fucking cards to get into.
Yep.
The Knox box keys never work. So this is a little fucking metallic tool that kind of slides underneath. You can get it from the back. You can manipulate the locks in a lot of different ways. There's another one that's a really thin piece of PVC plastic that's flexible.
Yeah.
So depending on which way the door opens, if it goes in or out, you use either one of these tools, and it's fucking slick.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I just thought it was kind of neat, different way to use a tool. Again, these guys, a lot of this stuff. This isn't Georgia. This is the Midwest. This is back east.
Well,
this is south.
They teach firefighters all over the country, and I mean, maybe for your department it makes sense, and that's part of your SOP, but it's not here.
Sure.
Yeah.
There was a time where there were people trying to kind of gravitate us more towards that. And I think that it was met with a little bit of opposition just because of the way it was presented. I do think there is validity to it, especially with more of the stuff that I've read and some of the articles that I've gotten into. I think there's validity to it. And even the people that are teaching it are saying, like, this is just a tool in the toolbox. It shouldn't be done this way all the time, but you should understand the why, the when, if you need it.
Training to do that stuff, I think is valid. It's worthwhile. So, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, thought I'd share that.
Yeah.
That was interesting. I thought I would get a little bit of discussion, and I thought you would have some good perspective being in the back seat for as long as you have. And
back in my day.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's all I got.
All right, man. Fucking that's a wrap.
38 in the books.
38. Adios.
Later.